Okay, Liza Showcase. Liza is a pretty good support that brings art gen, equipment CT, and debuffs to the enemy, while also buffing your whole team's equipment CT. The amount of equipment cooldowns she brings to the team and herself is insane. With certain equipment, it can make a lot of niche comps work. But before we talk about the equipment, let's go over her slots and abilities. Okay, her slots are 5-star support, 5-star magic, 4-star healing. Skill reduces the enemy's magic resist by 10% for 5 seconds. The skill is not really noticeable, but any amount of damage helps. Arts for 10 seconds increases all allies' art gauge by 4. Her art gen is type B, so she falls into the category like with Darkcelia, Norn, Rosetta, where she can't stack with them. True Art reduces all allies' equipment CT by 50% for 20 seconds. It also reduces the enemy's light and magic resist by 35% for 20 seconds. This is the bread and butter of her kit. As a support, lowering the equipment CT is just so good, especially having a 5-star support slot. 5-star support slot can like bring art gauge to everybody, and lowering it just helps out. Not only that, she debuffs the enemy, applying a light and magic resist down. With this, she can be put into so many different comps, especially like nuke comps. She can be put into like magic nuking with her slots being so good. She can also be put into light nukes with like Sonji and Saitama. Cross arts. Liza and Signet heal 50% of the damage taken during the cross arts for 35 seconds. It also increases all allies' damage to enemies they have an elemental advantage to by 220%. Honestly, I never use this cross art because I don't really like Signet as a unit, and I never see the opportunity to like use both of them in the same party. And increasing allies' damage to enemies they have an elemental advantage to, I wouldn't say that would be useful than using her true arts that gives a Myriad of buffs, so I wouldn't recommend using this cross art. So her first ability is increasing damage to dark units by 10%. You won't really notice the damage from this. Her second ability is reducing magic damage by 10%, and this just helps her survive more. And her final passive, called Majesty, reduces her own equipment CT by 5% up to 30%. When this is used 5 times and is fully stacked, her 30% plus a 10% equipment CT from a crest and her true arts, she can give herself a 90% equipment CT down. For crest recommendations, her best in slot is equipment CT because it just synergizes so well for her kit and how she plays. Other than that, you can go for like attack, all stats, heal amount, skill CT, but it's just whatever you want. But the best in slot will always be equipment CT. So let's get right into her equipments. If you wanna just general use her 5-star slot, anything that can boost your art gauge like Lesser Demon Heart, Farmable Aristilla, or you can go for like crossover equipments like Priest Over Robes, a Serpent's Dagger, Goku Uniform, but like anything that's a low CT and bringing up everybody's art gauge or boosting their abilities is also good. For her magic slot, what I like to run is True Mirage because it increases her light damage while increasing the BE output. And what BE output is, when you damage enemies or bosses with your equipment, it will make these little round balls show up and it will like boost your team's art gauge. Other than that, you can use normal arts up equipment like Alma's hat from the side story, Diorg's true weapon, and his farmable. As for her 4-star healing, it's just whatever you need. Like if you need to cleanse your team, run Relic Keratos, or if you need to heal your team, run Flower Cane or Rita Sola from Vox's side story. As for nuking with Lisa, her 5-star support just depends what you need to. It's like if you want more art gauge, type 0 will help out. But if you need like boost damage, go Letter Bag or Chrono Dominator. Or if you need to do both, Sacred Silent Treasure and Goku Uniform are just top tier equipment to use if you want to nuke with her. Her magic slot is pretty versatile. If you want to increase your BE, True Mirage Kimono or Exit Marks the Spot is pretty good options. If you increase your magic damage, Alma's Bikini, Hellish Blizzard Dress, or Summon Skeletal Wings are good options too. But if you want to like mono dark nuke, you can also run like Nemesis Crow to reduces the enemy's dark resistance, or you can run True Strategy, which boosts everybody's overall damage by 30%. And for her 4-star healing, there are not many options for nuking to put in there, but usually I would run Liza Swimwear to clear waves because it does some damage, or you can run like Relic Characters to clear some statuses before you get into the boss fight. But other than that, there's not really many items to use. Okay, before I end the video, I want to do more showcases on units, but I'm trying to find a unit that I want to do it on. I've done it on Yusuke and Lisa because they're my favorite units, but I might go down my list of favorite units and start from there. So with that out of the way, I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank you.
Oh, I could be all it is you need, 'cause we are trying to find a way to feel